Victoria, Australia. Probably the most sports-oriented state in a fanatically sports-conscious nation. Victorians enthusiastically welcome world-class sports competition and have built some of the most up-to-date facilities to accommodate them. Today, the Association of Surfing Professionals has invaded Bells Beach just outside of Melbourne with the world's top surfers to compete in the Bells Beach Surfing Classic. World-class surfing from down under is just ahead on ESPN. And once again, welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the Australian Grand Slam of Surfing. I'm David Stanfield. We are set to take a look at highlights of the quarterfinals, which happened yesterday here at Bells Beach in the beautiful state of Victoria. First up, quarterfinal number one, Hawaii's Sonny Garcia versus Australia's Barton Lynch. 19-year-old Sonny Garcia, the 1986 U.S. Amateur Boys Champion, a fourth-year pro, put in a great performance. Sonny's sixth scoring wave was his best at 21 out of a perfect score of 30. But it was Barton Lynch, the 1988 world champion, who opened up strong with a 23-point ride and continued to rack up another 3 strong scoring waves. It was Barton's backhand attack that proved an asset as he continually pulled off a series of vertical snap re-entries. Barton Lynch eliminates Sonny Garcia by a mere 1.5 points. Quarterfinal heat number 2, the defending world champion Martin Potter, 24 years old, born in Great Britain, now a resident of Whale Beach, New South Wales, Australia, clashed with former 2-time world champion Tom Curran, 26 years old, out of California. Tom has won the opening 2 Grand Prix events this year with a perfect record. His surfing is flawless. Prior to the opening of the 1990 season, Tom has been in France training, weights, running, swimming, yoga, and stretching. And it has paid off. Undefeated in competition, undefeated in every heat thus far. But up against the world champion in this quarterfinal heat. The long, drawn-out waves of Bells Beach were perfect for Tom Curran, a former champion here. Right on the shore, he tries an incredible 360 attempt. Tom's in one piece, so is his board. Around the priority buoy, Martin Potter, the defending world champion, opened up last season similar to the way Tommy Curran opened up this season. A win in Santa Cruz and a win here at Bells Beach. Who's going to win this heat? Martin Potter totaled 72 points. Tommy Curran, a couple of better waves, 76.5. Tommy Curran takes out the world champion in their first clash of 1990. Curran, 76.5 points to Potter's 72 points. And after this heat, Tom spoke about surfing against Martin Potter.
Martin and I have a pretty positive relationship, I guess. I watch his surfing a lot. I admire his surfing, and I think he's always surfing as good or better than anybody. So, if you try to match his surfing, then you can do pretty good if you're getting the waves.
Quarterfinal heat number 3, Dave McCauley from Western Australia versus John Shimoka out of Hawaii. McCauley, 26 years old. The fourth-year pro finished up strong last season, number 3 in the world. And in this quarterfinal heat, amassed a strong 78.5 points.
Next message.
His backhand.
Hey, Mike, what's up? This is Ron. Riff-Raff Steve, what's happening? Just touching base, seeing how your Easter went. Just seeing if you're going to see Joe sometime soon, too, because he's got my keyboard that I've been trying to get back, and I've been trying to call him.
John Shimoka, 20 years old, out of Honolulu, Hawaii, the 3-time Hawaiian state champion. Amassed 69.3 points, not enough, but take a look at this young man's aggressive surfing, a powerhouse in the future. Shamoka falls to Dave McCauley, 69.3 to 78.5. McCauley into semifinal number 2. Batea David out of Tahiti met Damien Hardman from Narrabeen, Australia, quarterfinal heat number 4. This, the highest scoring heat in the quarterfinals, saw Damien Hardman, the 24-year-old, 5-year pro with 12 career victories and a former champion here at Bells Beach, clash head-on with Batea David. They call him Poto. That means small, but he has some big moves on the outside. The 22-year-old began surfing in Tahiti at the age of 6. Damien Hardman defeated by Batea David, 73.8 to 80.3. Semifinal matchups look like this. Bart Lynch versus Tom Curran. Dave McCauley versus Batea David. Victoria, a state of Australia located in the southeast corner of this magnificent country, known for its gold mining history and also known for its many different types of attractions. Agriculture and ranching in Victoria play a major role in Australia's economy, and the animals of Down Under that we all know and love abound in this state. If it's not a wombat, you'll undoubtedly see a koala or an emu sneaking up on a roof. And at a wild animal park, you might see some joyful Tasmanian devils. Welcome back to ESPN's Hot Summer Nights and the longest running surfing event in the history of the sport, the Bells Beach Classic. Highlights semifinal number 1, the matchup. Former world champion Bart Lynch, 26 years old out of Manly, Australia. The 7-year pro goes up against the former 2-time world champion out of Santa Barbara, California, Tom Curran. The 8th-year pro who has been somewhat on a sabbatical the last 2 years and has come back with a vengeance. Highlight semifinal number 1 showed Tom Curran with a great start. 4 powerful waves. His second wave at 19.5. Surfing from Rincon Point over into the bowl, making the re-entry and all the way to the beach. Now, on the other hand, Bart Lynch, a slow start, and on his first wave, a disaster. He goes down, receiving only 4.5 points out of a possible 30. Curran was in form from the very beginning. A whitewater floater re-entry, and continued down the line. The beautiful waves of Victoria, Australia. A larger set wave for Bart Lynch, got back on track, regained his composure. Too little too late for the former world champion Bart Lynch. Lynch driving down the line, trying to match Tom Curran's wave count, but Curran kept picking off the larger set wave and driving him down over into the bowl. Tom Curran, a humble, quiet young man, but a fierce competitor. Last year, surfing in only 6 events on the World Tour. This year, he plans to surf 16. That is bad news for the other competitors. Thus far on the ASP World Tour, event number 1, Steamer Lane, Lighthouse Point, Santa Cruz, California, the O'Neill Pepsi Coldwater Classic. Tom wins over Gary Elkerton. Round number 2, the Bundaberg Surf Masters at Burleigh Heads in Queensland, Australia. Tom Curran again over Gary Elkerton. This time, he defeats Bart Lynch. Bart Lynch coming up with 45.5 points to Tommy Curran's amazing 86 points. He moves into the finals and is on the road to possibly another victory. Earlier today, we spoke with the general manager of the Association of Surfing Professionals World Tour, Mr. Al Hunt, out of Sydney, Australia, and he spoke to us about judging a professional tournament.
The way the system works, the surfers go out there, they're given 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes, depending on the conditions. Their best 4 waves count out of a maximum of 10. There's 5 judges. At the end of each ride, the 5 judges give a score. Out of 10, they knock the highest and the lowest judge out, which gives a score out basically out of 30. So you'll see averages of 20, 22 for a ride. At the end of the heat, they add up the best 4, so a good score is around the 85, 90 mark, and the guy with the highest points at the end of the best 4 waves at the end of the heat is the winner.
The bottom line, a surfer must execute the most radical controlled maneuvers in the critical section of a wave with speed and power throughout. And in semifinal number 2, one of the most powerful surfers on the circuit, Batea David, 22 years old out of Papeete, Tahiti. He went up against Western Australia's powerhouse Dave McCauley, the 26-year-old who's been a 4-year pro and has turned in some magnificent performances. 3 big wins last year. McCauley wearing a helmet and the orange vest. And Dave McCauley, his backside attack, right foot forward, back to the wave. He opened up strong, first wave scoring 21 points. And the best was yet to come. Twice a finalist as the Western Australia's Sports Star of the Year in '87 and '89, Dave McCauley, precise and determined in this heat. Also determined, though, Vatea David. 4 consecutive waves. His first 2, though, were disastrous. And on his 4th wave, finally putting it all together for a magnificent 23-point wave. But for Vatea David, the 1986 World Amateur Junior Champion, one high-scoring wave will not win a heat. The former 2-time Western Australian surfing champion Dave McCauley, his high-scoring wave 24.5 points. While Vatea David played catch-up, McCauley kept racking up the points. So Vatea David from Papeete to Tahiti, 67.5 points, receives an equal 3rd place finish, $3,000. Dave McCauley moves into the finals and will meet Tom Curran, and he told us about his game plan.
I might change to a different surfboard for the final, a shorter one. But, you know, surfing against Tom Curran, you've pretty much got to go all out and just go for it, really.
In the finals, Australia's Dave McCauley goes up against California's Tom Curran. Melbourne plays homage to the great sports of the world with the finest facilities in the country and the biggest spectator following. In fact, Melbourne is once again a major contender as a future Olympic site, having hosted the Games back in 1956. Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, a city built around sports. Welcome back to the Natural Surfing Reserve at Bells Beach, Victoria, Australia, for the Bells Beach Surfing Classic. We are set for the finals, Dave McCauley versus Tom Curran. Tom Curran, Team OP, 26 years old. Began surfing at the age of 6, turned pro in 1982. The all-time winningest surfer in professional history, up against Dave McCauley, ranked number 3 in the world last year with 3 big wins. McCauley out of Western Australia, basically these are his home waters, wearing a helmet and a yellow singlet. Thousands of spectators have come to this beautiful surfing reserve. They have paid $8 to watch this show, a donation to keep this natural park alive, clean, and healthy. Up and on the outside, taking off at the Rincon Point area, his first wave, Dave McCauley. McCauley's backside attack, the wave closes out, and it catches him. At the pole, 18.5. A solid opening wave. Now Tom Curran, his first wave. A very casual takeoff. Good snap off the top. A second combination move. He sets up with this bottom turn, goes to the top. Beautiful roundhouse turn now. Speed down the line. As the wave takes shape over the inside reef, the rock reef, he picks up speed. A beautiful long wave for Tom Curran. Big snap off the top, and he goes down and not happy with that, but the judges award him 23 points. Curran with a beautiful down-the-line wave, and he pivots around his left hand in that big 180 roundhouse cutback. Here's McCauley now, his second wave. Big vertical move off the top. This wave really not offering much for McCauley. He makes it around the next section, gets a second big move. Now it takes shape to the inside. McCauley with 3 good moves. And 4 good moves on a wave that didn't look like it was going to offer much. McCauley gets a combination of 4 good moves in, 19 points on that wave. McCauley paddles back out, and as he does, he sees Tom Curran. Curran way on the outside. Curran with a couple of big snaps off the top now. Driving towards the bowl. The mushy wave now. He can cut back and forward trying to pick up the most powerful section of the wave. There's a good section. Big snapping turn. And Tom Curran, on a predominantly right-handed wave, cuts back towards Rincon points and gets a couple of good moves going left. Big snap off the top. Tom's second wave scores 21.5 points. Dave McCauley's second wave with big moves like this, 19 points. Our finalists paddle back out into the lineup, and we have a break in the action. Let's take a look at highlights of the Women's Championship. It was red-hot Lisa Anderson, 21 years old, out of Ormond Beach, Florida, coming off a big win at the Bundaberg Surf Masters, up against Kim Merrick, the 26-year-old out of Santa Barbara, California. Kim, a former world champion, has this spot dialed in, but Lisa Anderson was on a roll. 24 points for this wave. And 24 points for this wave. In a good 2-meter swell of bells, Anderson pulled off a series of difficult whitewater floaters and big re-entries and wraparound. She blitzed by Kim Merrick with a score of 111.5 to 98.
So what that means is the 1990 Quit Women's Classic winner, Lisa Anderson.
Lisa Anderson, the former U.S. Amateur Girls Champion, now moves into second place on the World Tour with back-to-back wins. Once again, we continue with the finals here, the Bells Beach Surfing Classic, an event that started back in 1962. Tom Curran versus Dave McCauley. And McCauley on his third wave while we were away. Let's take a look, a 22-point ride. He is back in the hunt. And McCauley pulls closer to Tom Curran. Tom Curran out the back right now, his third scoring wave.
When you look like him, there's not much to suit.
Curran generating speed with his rail-to-rail transitions. Beautiful roundhouse cutback.
Casual timing, here we go. Still the surfer in.
And looking down the line, setting up for his big moves.
He's going to get the front all the way through.
The 1982 Pro Rookie of the Year. Then on in 1985 and 86, winning the World Championship, Tom Curran. A big snap as the wave closes out.
Tom Curran's taking the lead and is going to town on that wave.
And Tom Curran happy about that wave. As he paddles back out, he's going to be able to see Dave McCauley now, his fourth wave. McCauley way out on the point. And hopping, weaving back and forth.